people have no idea, and you know, nor should they, but the amount of work that goes into, and it's not necessarily because there'll be other YouTubers listening to this thinking, what are you talking about? I make those videos without any thought whatsoever. The way I do it is I put a ridiculous amount of work and effort into it and script it. And so even jokes that were kind of appearing to be just off the cuff, on the fly, halfway through the day as I was walking from one event to another event, was a joke that I'd come up with and wrote down. It was in a script, and it's everything is planned in advance. And so when you're planning something like that, for me, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
I know exactly what I'm going to be doing and where, and what I'm going to say that's funny, and every kind of whatever stupid glance to camera is calculated, which sometimes people I can't see as negative. You know,
I've seen those comments. I've seen people say that on your videos before,
which is strange because if I go and watch whatever
the Grand Tour,
or actually something more arty, if I go and watch Springsteen in concert, I'm not going to be disappointed that Bruce wrote the lyrics down before he sang them out. You know,
I was expecting freestyle rap.
Yeah, well, indeed, yeah. Like, oh, hang on a minute, it looks like your piano player, he's in cahoots. You've given him the music as well. Like, no, the best art is planned, whether it's Springsteen or Shakespeare, Scorsese, Lewis. I mean, it's there's no kind of harm in that. It's quite weird that because we've kind of grown up. Some people have grown up with the YouTube idea that you just kind of grab a camera and you talk to a GoPro and it's all on the fly and it's all off the cuff. And I didn't. I grew up watching scripted television or scripted film or scripted comedy. Even stand-up is scripted comedy for the most part. So I just did that on YouTube. So yeah, it's always surprised me. People say, as I did actually on a recent video, I did one just the other day on my testosterone replacement therapy. So it's quite a talky. I'm just talking to the camera about that. And someone said, do you write down what you said in advance? And I say yes, but I almost feel bad saying yes because I know they're going to be, I wish you had it off the cuff. They don't really wish that because what they'd be wishing for is a video with,
to get to the point.
They'd have a million jump cuts and it would just be horrible. It would be kind of typical YouTube cliched stuff where every sentence has 15 cuts in it and you know that behind the scenes that sentence took half hour to get right. I would rather just in the style of Springsteen get the sentence right first time. So again, can't remember what you asked, but it probably wasn't anything to do with Bruce Springsteen.
It wasn't, but questions evolve, answers evolve, and I sit somewhere in the middle where I'll bullet point out what I want videos to look like, and then riff off the point. So the points are planned, the structure is planned.
Yes,
the points are then delivered. But I'll avoid jump cuts unless I properly fuck up. But I'll try and one take the point. Yep. And then what I often find I'm doing is if I say something for let's say there's a 90-second section, the first 45 seconds I nail it, and then I fuck up the next 45, and then I'm like, I can't remember where we could have cut. You know what? I'll just try it again. I think I know what I want to say, and then I'll try and recreate the first 45 seconds that in my head was spot on. So just try and say the exact same thing again, and then I'm trying to recall a script that I just made up whilst also thinking in real time about what I'm going to say next.
Did you ever use a teleprompter?
No, we had this discussion 2 years ago, and I still haven't got one.
Yeah,
so
no, I for the style that I do, I couldn't work without it. I mean, it means that I can write a 45-minute, a 25-minute script and do it in 45 minutes, as opposed to it taking an hour and 45.
Yeah.
It's interestingly, I had a video that I did a few weeks ago. I can't remember what the video was about, but it came out a bit longer than I wanted. It was about 29 minutes or so. So I took 9 minutes of it out and put it up as a 20-minute video, and it ended up with a lot of jump cuts, not because I'd made mistakes, because I was just ditching some of the fat on it. And I thought, it's got a few more jump cuts than normal, but who cares? Who even notices these things? And I had a comment from someone saying, I don't know what went on with this video, but there was more jump cuts than normal. And I thought, brilliant, that's amazing. I'm never going to put up something so shoddy again. Most people watching it would probably not even notice that it was the odd jump cut. And some people, there'll be a jump cut after
like
every single word.
Yeah.
I think I had about 4 in this thing, but I love that this guy had noticed it. And I was like, yeah, no, you're right. It was rushed. It was stupid. I should I should just redone the script properly. And yeah, thank you for noticing. So I like it when that's spotted. In fact, that's the highlight for me. When I do something,
It's the highlight of YouTube career so far. That comment. There we are.
someone just spotting something that's important to me. I like that, and it can be a joke. I mean, my script yesterday, I wanted to kind of, yeah, what's the show Brass Eye? You might be a bit young for Brass Eye.
I know the show. I haven't seen it though.
Okay.
Yeah.
They kind of took topical issues of the day and then kind of satirized the way media, I was going to say, looked at those issues back then, but it's probably even worse now. I started my testosterone replacement therapy video yesterday with a kind of Brass Eye style introduction where I hold up my testosterone, which wasn't actually testosterone, it was my pot of lube. And I say to camera, like, testosterone, juice, gear, jacked man's treacle, call it what you like, it's everywhere. Like, I do this kind of ridiculous, overdramatic style of intro. And someone in the comments straight away was like, oh, I love the Brass Eye intro. I was like, yes. I don't care how many people see it now, to an extent.
Ignore the other 373 comments.
As long as someone gets it, that always makes me chuckle. Yeah, I like that.
I can't wait to chop up this whole section. Give it to Elliot, our editor, and say, Elliot, please chop this up into the most jump cutty little clip we've ever seen and send it to you just to have you squirm. No, don't do it.
I've done that myself. I did a video a while ago about how I make YouTube videos, and I made a reference to kind of like draw masks and text passing behind you and stuff, and how it can be done properly and it takes a long time, or it can be done badly. And properly for me takes a very long time because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm completely self-taught, and I've created the example of some text that was supposed to fly behind my head, but to show it badly, I had it not quite work. And it was almost, it was like someone went, if you're an amazing pianist, I would guess, never been one, it's almost hard to kind of go wrong.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to edit this thing to be bad, and was finding it was still too good. I'd got so, not because I'm great at editing, but because I'd become so accustomed to being strict on myself that it has to be not perfect, but it has to be proud. I have to be proud of it. When I hit upload, I want to think, I don't want to think, I could have put a couple more hours into that, because if I could do that, I should do that.